Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this FabScraps tutorial. And today we're going to make a gorgeous Easter card using the Eggstravaganza collection from FabScraps. Now, if you're interested in any of the supplies or items that I used today from FabScraps, please go to their website and you can find that at www.fabscraps.co.za. Now, I will put the details at the bottom in the description on YouTube, and I shall also add all the details on my blog. So please check my blog. I can comment on my blog, I can comment on Facebook. Facebook's the most popular place that you can comment, and you can also comment on Instagram. So if you haven't found me on Instagram yet, please check me out. Now, everything that I've used today is so cute and so bunnylicious. I just think it is adorable. Now, if you've just watched the overview of the total collection that's available, you'll see it's all bunnies and chicks, and it is so beautiful. It really is. The whole collection's very versatile, as all FabScraps collections are. So I want to make an Easter card today that is just the most adorable, and I keep using that word. I'm sorry, I can't think of any more words to describe the collection that is just so pretty. So we're going to make a card, an Easter card, and I shall put everything on my blog. Please comment and feel free to say exactly what you think. If you've never heard of FabScraps, check them out. Let me know what you think about the collections. They're excellent quality, and I'm over the moon to be an ambassador for that brand. It is just, you know, wow. That's all I can say. Double-sided papers, great for folding, for making, for mixed media, you name it. Check them out. Okay, let's craft. So I'm going to use a base card. Now this is an A5 size base card. I do like working with the 7x5 cards, they're my favourite, but today we're going to go with an A5. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, A5 is simply A4 folded in half. It's just A4 in half. It's a nice big size of card. I'm using a bone folder, as always, as you've seen in many of my other tutorials, just to make sure that crease is nice and sharp along one edge. And just in the same format as we've always done, we're going to create the inside first. Now, the inside for this card is going to match perfectly, and I think when you see it, you'll think, oh my word, how cute is that? So we're going to start off with a base layer, and this is from one of the 8x8 coordinated papers from the Eggstravaganza kit. I've simply cut it down to size. I've got double-sided tape on the back of it, and when I say I've cut it down to size, I've cut it down just slightly smaller than the inside of the card, so it leaves a little border around the edge, as you can see. So we'll just pop that into place. Next, I've cut a border strip, and this is again from the coordinated papers, and it's the blue side that I've used. I've cut it using a scalloped punch that I have from my own stash, and I've just got red tape on the actual back of it, just because it was a little bit smaller and I needed a smaller tape. So I'm going to add that just across the top of our paper that we've just added, so it adds a scallop effect just to the top. Now for the centre, because you want somewhere to write, I've cut out just an ivory section of card. I've used a corner punch to round the edges just to finish it off a little bit differently. I've got double-sided tape on the back of it, and I'm just going to add that through the centre of the card to build up kind of a layer, and I'm going to press that down. Next, I'm taking the Happy Easter Sweet Treat from the Sweet Treats paper. I've cut it out, and again I've just used a corner punch around the corners to give it just something a little bit different rather than the sharp pointy corners, just to soften it a little bit. And I'm going to add that just roughly in the centre, like so. So you've got a little bit of room at the top and the bottom to write your message. Now I'm just going to finish the insert off with 2 little characters, and these are from the Hunties On. And what I've done is I've just cut them out. They were right at the bottom of the paper, and there's only half their face on there. And I just thought they're so cute. I'm going to add these just to the bottom as if they're peeping out. Now the bunny's the same. He's lost a little bit of his little mouth. I put them through the Xyron machine just to get adhesive all over them. And, oops, I can add the little bunny at the side, just as if, do you remember the Where's Wally peeping over the wall? Just as if they're peeping over. So I'm not wasting them from the sheet, because they were on, as I said, they were on the bottom of the sheet, and it was kind of like the waist, and it just makes them look as though they're peeping out. How cute is that? And that's only the inside. So let's crack on, get it, with the outside. Oh, I'm so good, aren't I, at the jokes? Not really, I hear you shout. Okay, the background is a green from the Coordinated Paper Collection. You can see it's double-sided on the back. I've decided to go for the green instead of the blue because it's all mix and match. So we're going to be using quite a few of the different sheets for the front. So I'm just going to position this slightly to, I'm going to go slightly to the bottom, and I'll tell you for why. We're putting a border on the top, and when I cut this, because now it looks like I've cut it short, you could use scraps of paper for this because it doesn't have to be the perfect size. So I cut mine too short. I was going to use it for a different layer. And then I thought, no, tell you what, we'll make a border for the top, and then it doesn't matter. So the first layer of our border for the top is from the Hunties On paper, and this was the paper that's just full of chicks and bunnies. Now what I've done on the back, I've got flat tape towards the flat edge. I've used the scallop punch from my own stash just to make a scalloped edge, and towards the edge I've got 3D foam, and there's a reason for this. Now I'm just turning the card round for me to see. So, and I'm going to add the border to the top of the card. So that covers the area that the coordinated green paper underneath is missing. Now you can see where I've added the flat tape at one side, it's flat to the card, but the 3D foam gives it a raised effect. Now the next layer of our border is the, let's have a look, it's the reverse of the Hunties On, and it's just simply the same flat tape at one side and 3D foam at the other. Now on the actual edge of the scallop I've added some blue pearls from my own collection, and I'm going to do exactly the same with this strip, adding it to the edge above the layer previous, and you'll see that again sits flat at one end and is raised at the other, so it gives it that 3D effect. Now for the bottom I've also got a border strip that I've used again, my own scallop punch, and I've taken it from the Sweet Treats paper, and I've got flat tape on the back, and I can simply remove that and add this to the bottom of my card like so, and I'm just going to trim that edge away because we can always trim it, we can't put it back on. So we'll trim that. Now we can start adding our centre embellishments. Now the first thing I have is from the pack of 15 embellishments. I've got 2 eggs, one with 2 chicks on and one with eggs on. I've got them on 3D foam, and I'm simply going to add one to one side of the card. Now I'm not going to press them down firmly yet because I want to make sure I've got them all in position, and I'm thinking might need to just add them more to the edge like so. Now the centre, I've taken one of the tag embellishments that says just for you, and I'm going to add that just in the middle. And then also in the embellishment pack were broken eggs. Now these are stunning. How gorgeous are those? How pretty. I've put them on 3D foam, and I'm going to simply put them over the bottom of the egg. I'm just placing them for now because I want to make sure I've got them in the right position. So there's nothing to say that you have to press them down straight away. It's your creation. You can do exactly what you like with it. And I'm thinking kind of on an angle for those, like so. And then I've got a centre one again with 3 little chicks on, and I can put that right at the bottom of the tag, and I'm happy with the position of those, so I'm going to press them down. Now for the top of the eggs, where the holes are for the tags, what I've done is I've used a die from my stash, and I've just made some paper bows using the 8x8 collection of matching papers. I've got 3D foam underneath them, and I've made all 3 little bows in different colours just to mix it up a little bit. There we go, that's the 3rd one. And for the top, I want to add a sentiment. So the first thing I've done is I've cut out one of the borders, and I've just got 3D foam on the back of it. So I'm just going to turn the card slightly so I can see, and I'm going to add the sentiment at the top on our layered scalloped section. Then I've taken a second one of the scallop of the actual borders, and if my memory serves me correctly, this is from the Sweet Treats paper. I've simply got double-sided tape on the back of it. Now all I've done for this is I've cut a strip, and then I've cut another strip and folded one over onto the top of the other, and then I've cut swallowtails on the ends, and that's going to sit right in the middle of our previous border like that. There we go. And then I'm going to add just a decoupage chickenet's egg. I've got 3D foam on the back, and this was from the Hunt Is On paper, and I'm just going to add that just to the middle, and I've got 2 little hearts that will slot underneath each side of the chicks like that. There we go. And that is our card finished. Wow, how pretty is that? Look at those 2 cuties. What a gorgeous card. Stands up perfectly. Now I will say, if you're popping it in a normal envelope, you might want to put this a little bit lower. But obviously I'm not popping mine in an envelope, and I just think it looks really cute like this. Or if you do that, just use a bigger envelope. You're probably going to need a little bit of padding for this because there's quite a few layers, and it is just so cute. An extravaganza of an extravaganza collection. How I keep using the words cute and adorable, but they really are, and it just shows that you can make the most beautiful cards from the collection. Please check out my blog for many more other projects, not only FabScraps. Please comment on Facebook, on Instagram, you know, tell me what you think. Are you enjoying seeing a different collection? Are you enjoying seeing a different brand? Is it your kind of thing? Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's opening your eyes to what else is available. It's nice to work with lots of products, and I tend to stick to the best quality. You know me, I'm like a stick of rock with Anna Griffin all the way through. And for me, FabScraps is top quality as well. So please check their website, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.